It's counting down. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Double OT. We just made it through 4 quarters, and John Roeder assisted me in the corner for a 3, setting us to Double OT. I mess it up every time, but we are back in Double OT. It's a foggy day outside, it's a rainy day outside, and it's a Tuesday. And you know what Tuesdays are for? Tuesday is for football talk. We just had a long week of football. We had a couple bye weeks in there. We had a Monday Night Football game yesterday. Now it's Tuesday, and Tuesday we talk football. And on behalf of me and everyone on Double OT, I'd just like to offer a little bit of an apology. I apologize for the lack of content that came out last week. We only had one episode come out. We had an hour-long episode in the makes that didn't come out until last night about week 6. And now we're talking about week 7. It was a slow week last week. We were busy. I didn't get even my game predictions out on Sunday. So I apologize for that. But on the bright side, we have a lot of NBA stuff coming. Right before we were recording this, I was recording some NBA stuff. I got 2 episodes in the works. So the next couple of days, I'm going to have multiple NBA videos coming out as the season is here. We're 4 games into the regular season. So I'm very excited to also offer some more diverse content with the NBA. We also got the World Series. And we're not much baseball people. Me and John don't talk a lot of baseball. I know Jacob talks baseball, but it's the World Series. I feel like, especially since John's a Phillies fan and I'm a Yankees fan, it would feel like it's a shame for us not to talk about the World Series. So maybe we'll do a little World Series episode after Game 3 or something. So a lot of stuff is coming. We apologize for a slow week. We're in the midst of a great time for sports, and so much is coming up. So I did my homework on the last episode, on the hour-long episode. And by the way, I just want to mention, yes, the hour-long episode didn't come out on Apple Podcasts until last night, but it has been up on our YouTube for the last 4 or 5 days. So if you don't follow our YouTube, our TikTok, and our Instagram, it's all the same name, Double OT. That's double O period T period. Same thing as our name on the podcast. Go check it out on all social media. We have clips. We got full-length videos. On YouTube, we have our picture and audio. It's great stuff what we're doing over there with Felix. Shout out to Felix. But we're going to get right into it, and we're going to start this episode off with a bang. But before we start off the episode, I'd just like to welcome in, of course, John, the man himself. John, how are you doing?
Amazing. Can't wait to talk about a great week of football.
John is feeling good as he's a Phillies fan, a Philly sports fan, just diehard all around. And, I mean, they might be the best sports city in the country right now.
We were talking about this today. I think that might be the most exciting sports city right now.
It's a great time to be a Phillies fan, but if you're on the other side of the Philly and you're in Pittsburgh, you're not so
terrible
happy.
Time.
You got Jacob here again.
It's really bad.
Jacob is supposed to be a special guest, but this is his 4th appearance on the show. We only have 8 episodes. So, I mean, he's becoming more of a special guest. He's been on half the episodes. So, we all know his voice. We've heard him a million times. Jacob, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited to be back. I don't really want to talk about the Steelers, but I'll do it.
There's a lot of football to talk about.
And unfortunately,
the 2 top dogs had a bye week this week, which made it a little bit less interesting. But I'm going to read off my top 10 teams. I'm going to get right into it. I'm just going to read you guys the list. And then I want you to go to each, say what you guys would switch, what you agree with, and if you have a list of your own, feel free to read your list. But I'm going to start from 10 all the way to 1, and I feel like this is a solid list, but I'm interested to hear you guys pick. So we're going to start at the bottom. And at number 10, I couldn't leave them off the list, but I don't want to be too high on them. I got the New York Giants. I got the New York Giants at 10. I don't mention to the Dolphins and the Jets. I feel like they both probably are better than the Giants, but they're 6-1. They looked great. They're winning games. They beat good teams. So I feel like they deserve a top 10 spot. So I put the Giants, my Giants, at 10.
I have
9. Okay. Oh.
Are we going one by one?
No, you go. We can do it like this.
Okay, so at my 10, I have the Jets. I mean, the Jets are a surprise team. They made just an amazing trade the other day to get James Robinson. I'm a James Robinson fantasy owner. I'm glad I have him now. And they just look electric. I mean, they don't have the best quarterback, but their defense stepping up. Sauce Gardner is like a consensus defensive rookie of the year at this point. And, I mean, they're just using their weapons correctly. I mean, they're winning games, so they're 5-2. They're obviously doing something right.
I agree. I think the Jets are probably a better overall team than the Giants. But, I mean, the Giants they're playing slightly better. They've been slightly better teams, but it's back and forth. I don't disagree with that take at all. I really like the Jets. But, Jacob, what you got at number 10?
I have the Miami Dolphins. I don't think they're super good, but they definitely should be top 10. So I got them at 10.
Injury-riddled team. I also gave them an honorable mention. I think they probably are a better team than the Giants when everyone's healthy. But as of right now, they're not playing better. But I don't disagree with that pick either. At number 9, I got the slightly overrated Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, same here. I have the Minnesota Vikings at 9 too. I do think they're slightly overrated. I mean, they have the pieces to win a Super Bowl. I mean, I just think it's the quarterback. Kirk Cousins chokes in prime time, has an interception problem so far this year, but they've had their moments. I mean, they've definitely had their moments where they look good.
All right, I'm going to put the Jets at 9. I love what they're doing. I think the James Robinson trade's great. That's going to take them to the next level. If Zach Wilson can keep it up, they could potentially get a little higher, but he's going to have to keep it up.
I agree. I really like the Jets as well. And at number 8, for me, I got a team that I'm not very confident in, and honestly, I kind of regret putting them here. They had a very unimpressive win in Week 6, and now this week they had a very unimpressive loss, and they just lost one of their best defensive players who they just paid big money. I got the Chargers at number 8. I think on paper they have the potential to be one of the best teams in the AFC, but they just lost J.C. Jackson for the year. They barely beat the Broncos on primetime. They got blown out by the Seahawks. I'm not confident in them at all, but they're still, I believe, 4-3. So I'm going to give the Chargers the number 8 spot, but I'm not very happy about it.
And with my 8, I have the New York Football Giants. I mean, it hurts to put them there, but with the lackluster wide receiver core that they have, Daniel Jones has made it work. Their defense looks great, and everything's clicking. I mean, Saquon is still having, the comeback player of the year kind of season, and if they keep this up, they're definitely going to be a playoff team. Not going to win the division, but they're definitely going to be a playoff team.
I have the Giants here too. I agree with everything John said, but they need to stay healthy. I mean, Saquon needs to stay healthy. If Saquon isn't, healthy for the rest of the year, they're done for. So, I mean, that's really the key. If Daniel Jones can keep playing decent, I mean, they look really good. The defense looks great.
For sure. And I thought you guys were going to have doubts on the Giants. I didn't think they'd be in your top 10. I thought I was going to put them the highest, but yeah, for sure. And I mean, you know what's interesting? I saw this on Instagram today. Look at the Pro Bowl potential quarterbacks for the NFC. The top 3 statistical quarterbacks in NFC right now are Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith, and Daniel Jones.
That's a joke.
The NFL Pro Bowl is a
Brady's
joke.
falling
They're not
off.
going to be there.
The Pro Bowl
Aaron Rodgers
is
falling
so.
off.
I wish the Pro Bowl was like how the MLB, like the MLB All-Star game is.
Exactly.
Like, I love watching that. That game is so fun.
The Pro Bowl's a joke. Everyone hates
The
it.
Pro Bowl, it's going to be Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and probably Matt Stafford again. It's just gonna be the
we
same
all
guys.
know that Jalen Hurts won't be in it because they'll be in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I meant Hurts. I didn't mean Geno Smith. I meant Jalen Hurts. But yeah, obviously Jalen Hurts is one of the best
Geno
players in
Smith
the
too. I mean, he's looked great. But
He's probably, but like,
How
if,
about
I'm
the
just
Seahawks?
saying, if you look at the
I mean, do-
quarterbacks
do-
in NFC, there's like
is it two? Do we put the Seahawks in the top 10? That's the real question.
No.
I do not have them in my top 10, but
Me either. But the Seahawks with
Probably
Geno
top
Smith,
15.
they're better than
Maybe
the Broncos.
12
They
or
just beat the
13.
Chargers. They just beat the Chargers by 2 touchdowns.
And Riley,
They
did
just
you
put up points every week. Yeah,
did you say you're 7 yet?
I did not say my 7. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, at number 7, I got the Baltimore Ravens. I think they're right there in the middle. I don't think they're quite at the elite point yet. They've been kind of shaky, but I still think they're a very solid team.
At 7, I have the Chargers. I mean, they've had their ups and downs. They've played games where they look amazing, but then they lose to the Seahawks. They barely beat a bad Broncos team.
Really.
They lost to Jacksonville early in the season. And, I mean, looking at their schedule, they just haven't won the games they should have won. And they're just a very mediocre team, but I still think they deserve to be in the bottom of the top 10.
I also have the Ravens. I mean, this team's not going to stay there. Lamar's had a couple bad weeks. Last week versus the Giants. This week he had a rough week. And that defense cannot hold the lead. I mean, it's ridiculous. In the fourth quarter, how many leads have they blown? They're not going to stay here, but that's where I have them right now. And I'm not hating them just because it's the Ravens. They're bad.
I agree. And at number 6 for me, I hate to say it, but I got the Cowboys. They went back and forth with the Ravens for me, but I think defensively on the defensive side of the football, the Cowboys looked great. They look great every week. Their defense is so strong. And now you got Dak back, and despite Dak having a bad game, Zeke sees the end zone twice. They got so many weapons on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, Dak has a bad game. Gallup doesn't get a single reception. But, with that defense, only letting up 6 points, I really like the Cowboys. They've been consistent all year. Now they're 5-2. Unfortunately, their division is pretty loaded right now.
Yeah.
But I really like the Cowboys. And I'm not high on McCarthy, but that's really it. I think otherwise the Cowboys have a very strong roster. They're playing good. and I think they deserve the number 6 spot.
At my 6, I have just the most, probably in my opinion, the most boring offense to watch. One of the most boring offense to watch in the NFL. I have the Ravens. The Ravens, I mean, I turn on the channel and I'm like, I'm falling asleep.
No,
Their
that's
offense. Well, I'm talking about a good team that makes me want to fall asleep. I mean, the Ravens, Lamar Jackson had a decent start to the season. I mean, the last 2 weeks, he hasn't looked great. He only had like 100 and something passing yards this week. I mean, the run game really carried. I mean, with J.K. Dobbins out, it's a bigger loss than most people think. I mean, losing even one of their weapons. They don't have many weapons. So losing one of those is a big deal. So I have the Ravens at 6.
All right, I got this team might be a little high, but I like the Cincinnati Bengals at 6. I think they're starting to find their stride. They struggled early in the season. That loss to the Steelers was pathetic. They should have won that game. But the offense is finally starting to get going. Joe Burrow looks like Joe Burrow from last year, and Jamar Chase, I mean, a monster game the other day. So I think if they can keep it up, they can get back to that level they were at last year.
I agree. I'm actually very high on the Bengals as well, and we'll see them coming up. And number 5, as much as everyone's going to have their doubts on them, and they're actually below 500, I still am very high in them, and I'm going to stick to my Super Bowl prediction with them in the Super Bowl. I got the 49ers. And I know they didn't look good, and they got blown out by the Chiefs, but I think they're going to figure it out. They just acquired McCaffrey. He's been on the team for 3 days. His first game on the team, they got to play one of the best teams in the league. So I think the 49ers have the potential. I'm not a Jimmy Garoppolo hater. And once they figure it out, I think the NFC's weak, and they're going to finish with a winning record. They're going to win a division, and I still like the 49ers. I'm still extremely high on them, despite their losing record.
And at 5, I agree. I just want to make one more point. With the Chargers, I just want to circle back. I do believe they're going to fall to the top 10 with all the injuries they have. J.C. Jackson's out for the season. Bosa's out. I just don't see them sticking in the top 10. I forgot to add that. But at my 5, I agree with Riley. I have the 49ers. I mean, I like the pickup of McCaffrey, and I think they're going to put the pieces together, and they're going to make it work at the end of the season. And I don't know about the Super Bowl, but I do think they're a playoff team, and I think they're going to win the division for sure.
I swear I have the Dallas Cowboys. I think if Dak can get back to the Dak of old and the defense keeps playing the way they're playing, I mean, they've been shut down lately. I mean, they shut down the Lions offense, which has actually been pretty good, believe it or not. So I think I have the Cowboys here at 5.
Okay. All pretty similar. And one thing I want to throw in for the 49ers is I have so much faith in this offense because if you look at the 49ers roster overall, just the guys that they have maybe the most talented roster. They have the best offensive lineman in the NFL.
Yeah.
They have one of the best tight ends, one of the best receivers, the best running back. They have one of the best edge rushers, one of the best linebackers. They're like loaded all around on the football. And with all this offensive talent they have, paired with the offensive mastermind that is Kyle Shanahan,
Wow.
I really think that offense has the potential to just be so lethal in so many ways that's also why I have so much confidence in that.
Well, Riley, you know what's more important than having they can have the best player at each position, but they can't if you don't have chemistry, you can't do anything with that.
Yeah,
the Eagles have good players, but they don't have like the Christian McCaffreys or Deebo Samuels. They just play well together, and I mean there's other teams like that. The Giants don't have any studs. They don't besides Saquon Barkley, but their wide receivers they just play well together. I mean they have people on their wide receiver core that should be on their practice squad players.
Yeah, worst receiving core in the league,
and they're still 6-1.
Packers. Yeah, and another
worse
issue
than the
for
Packers.
Their receiving core is terrible. It's terrible. I hope they get DJ Moore or Jerry Jeudy or someone. Those rumors that would be amazing. But if you're looking at the 49ers again, like the issue for them though is like guys like Elijah Mitchell, McCaffrey, Ayuk, Kittle. These guys got to stay on the field. A lot of the key offensive players they have are very injury prone, and a guy like Kittle or McCaffrey gets hurt, and then that kind of takes down that high-powered offense that they have. And everyone has their doubts of Garoppolo, but they've made a Super Bowl with Garoppolo. I still think he's more than capable of, with the weapons that he has, of getting the job done. I don't think he's elite, but I think he can get the job done.
And Riley, what's your 4 here?
And at 4, I got a team that's coming back and is red hot. I got the Bengals.
Same here. I mean, Joe Burrow had 500 yards this week.
Oh.
500 yards. That's just insane. But sorry, Jacob, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's why I have the Niners. I agree with everything you guys said about them before. I think once McCaffrey gets in there and they start playing him more, his offense can be scary with Deebo too. I have him at 4.
All very similar. I think Burrow, I mean, with the way the quarterback's been playing, I think he's really like cemented himself as top 5, maybe even 4 in the quarterback ranking. I mean, he just looks amazing, and I think he's right there with Lamar and right behind Allen and Mahomes. He's not on that tier, but he's right there. If they're A, he's B plus for me. And at number 3, this is gonna be a hot take, and this might anger some people in this on this pod, but this has nothing to do with any bias or the bye week. I just think they're just at number 3. I got the Eagles at 3. Might be a hot take. I just think that these two teams that are above them are just solely after what the Chiefs did, and we'll get to them this week. I just think the Eagles. No disrespect to the Eagles, they haven't gone anywhere. No, my opinion hasn't changed on them. I still think they're elite and the best team in the NFC. I just think that the other two teams are just better overall. So I got the Eagles at 3.
I as well has the Eagles at 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I'm going to say this. I have the Chiefs at 2. Watching the way the Chiefs the 49ers, I think, are a top 5 team. The Chiefs put up 44 points on them. And I mean, I feel like honestly, if the Eagles played the Chiefs, it would be a blowout. I mean, not a blowout, but the Chiefs would win. I mean, I do think the Eagles are going to make the Super Bowl, but those two teams in the AFC are just they're gross. They're untouchable at this point.
Yeah, I actually had the Eagles here too. So.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't that.
And we both have. I'm assuming our 2 and 1 are the same as well. Chiefs Bills.
Yeah.
No,
I was
okay.
so actually close to putting Chiefs at number 1, but I didn't.
I'm putting Chiefs at 1.
Wow.
Wow.
Dude,
yeah.
Patrick Mahomes
I
just
don't
too
honestly
good.
understand.
But what
He
happened?
makes
the Bills,
everyone better. I don't
but
care.
the Bills,
I don't care.
the Bills
weapons,
beat the
I don't care
Chiefs.
about that.
The Bills
The
beat the
Bills
Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah.
The way they
It's an
blew out the
amazing
49ers the other day, that cements them as number 1. I don't care if Mahomes. People can say Mahomes has no weapons. I don't care. He makes everyone better. I mean, it's just
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
he
mean,
do.
Kelsey. But
If you watch
the
that
receivers
game,
aren't
like-
the same as they were.
You got guys. Every guy scores. You got Kelsey, Juju Smith, Clyde, Justin Watson,
McCole Hardman.
Marquise Valdez-Scantling. Cole Hardman has 3 touchdowns. Like these guys, we got 4th, 5 strings. Just everyone seeing the end zone. And honestly, hot take. I think they're more dangerous now than they were with Tyreek Hill. Because now you got so many guys that can beat you.
And before they would they're playing more man now because I mean before they had Tyreek Hill, I mean you had to play zone, but now it opens up the defense, the offense more for the Chiefs more than you think. And I mean this week may have solidified Patrick Mahomes as best quarterback in the league, in my opinion.
I think so too. He really lit them up. Everyone,
Even though the Bills
he
had a
still
bye
has
week, that was impressive. Like that's truly impressive.
44. Everyone was seeing the end zone. Juju's touchdown, he was just literally caught it, and he just had 50 yards of like free up. Like everyone was just like they stopped playing defense. And I mean, he still has his go-to.
You got
Kelsey.
to get props to the mastermind that Andy Reid is too. I mean, that's all his
Andy
play
Reid.
calling. He's an amazing coach.
He's one of the best, and they have a very underrated defense too. Chris Jones in the front. I think they're not nearly as good as the Bills, but I think the Chiefs get this reputation of having like a mediocre defense. I think their defense is pretty strong, and it can compete with any elite team.
No, definitely.
Another
I mean,
thing you
but-
got to point out, this game was 14-13 at halftime. I mean,
Yeah.
those points came in the second half.
the 49ers were up 10-0.
Yeah, it looked like it was gonna be a dogfight, and then no, they just ran it up. I think Mahomes cemented himself as the best quarterback in the league too, John. I agree. But then we'll see what Allen can come out and do something similar next week, and then it could be a conversation again. But yeah, I mean, we all pretty much agreed. I really thought there was gonna be some more controversy there, but we all pretty much are on the same page. Obviously, a couple placements were flipped, but we're on the same page here as we are entering week 8.
And I just want to say, I did not have the Cowboys in my top 10.
Oh,
I didn't have the Cowboys in my top 10.
Wow, so you had Giants and Jets, but no Cowboys.
No Cowboys.
Wow.
Something
Maybe
I'll stand by.
Would they be 11?
They would be 11 or 12. Yeah. You can make a case. I mean, at this point, you might as well make a case for the Bears being top. Not kidding.
Yeah. Oh my God! Don't even get me started on that game.
That was a good game. I mean,
fluke win.
I literally on our prediction on Instagram. Go follow Instagram at double.
mine was 24-3.
I had 27-10.
Yeah, I kept it close. I mean, you guys just.
I
was
just
a
had no
blowout.
faith in the Bears.
No,
the Patriots just blew out the who they blow out the other week. That was like pretty good. They blew out the Lions. Or
I'm
something.
blanking.
Someone better than the
It
Bears.
was Lions. They beat the Lions
It might have been
29-0.
I was like, oh, they're gonna the Lions are gonna score 0 points on them. The Bears are gonna score 0 points, but no, they scored like 38, 33. Maybe even
Justin
40.
Fields looks really good right now.
I mean, also that offensive line by the Bears is terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
He was getting pressured nonstop. Every time how you can play football nowadays.
Ramondre Stevenson owners. league winner.
That's what we were saying about Brees Hall. Hopefully, these injuries stop though.
I mean, Ramondre scored like another like 23 or like 28 or something.
Yeah, he came out in left field. I mean, at least Brees Hall was like, oh, he's a rookie, he might be pretty good. Ramondre Stevenson came out left field,
Just came out of nowhere.
especially with Damian Harris, who's a solid running back.
I know.
Especially in fantasy, like he was not bad last year. I had him last year, and he was pretty good.
He was pretty good. He was good, and he was just always like kind of on and off with
And-
injuries.
They need to stop with the Bailey Zappi stuff. I mean, he's not the next Tom Brady.
Oh,
I know, and it sucks the way he ended the game because he really came in and just threw 4 passes, touchdown. Like Mac Jones. Was
Yeah, and then look
shook.
at the second half.
And then he fell apart. But it was awesome, and he got that standing ovation. Like damn.
it's Zappy hour.
I like that. All right, but we're gonna do some early predictions, early season predictions. Not really early. We're approaching the halfway point of the year, but we're gonna go through each award, and we're gonna start with the MVP, obviously, and we're gonna let each person go through their favorite for the MVP. I'm actually gonna start with Jacob because I'm still conflicted about mine. Jacob, you got is it the obvious pick, or who you going with?
I had Jalen Hurts. I think he's just
Okay.
playing so well, and I think he's going to keep it up. He's got the weapons. He's got the team. I think it's easily Jalen Hurts right now.
And I'm gonna touch on that. I have Jalen Hurts as well. I feel if they go undefeated, which I mean they very well could, the Eagles. I feel like there's no question about it he's the mastermind behind the plays. He's the one making everyone look the way they are. I mean, I feel like if they go undefeated, it should be no question MVP for Jalen Hurts.
I don't have the same pick. I'm not trying to play on the Eagles' downfall. I really like Jalen Hurts, and they very well could go undefeated. I don't see who on their schedule is going to beat them, but I got Patrick Mahomes
Really?
as my MVP winner. I got
Not even
Patrick
Josh
Mahomes.
Allen?
I think you got to predict that. You know, you're looking at the rest of the season. There's still 9 games left. I think that Patrick Mahomes is just only to get better. We see what he's doing. He's going to continue to have monster weeks like this. I think there's going to be games where Jalen Hurts drops an A and has a bad game. I don't have confidence in Jalen Hurts going out there every game and doing what he's doing for another 9 straight games. I don't. And in MVP races, all it takes is 1 or 2 bad games, and that's the difference between. I mean, when you're competing with guys like Mahomes and Josh Allen, you can't afford to have a bad game, and I think Hurts will. I think he's not going to continue the 17 straight games of what he's doing and seeing the end zone the way he is. And I actually think the Eagles' offense will slow down a bit as we approach the end of the season. But I think Mahomes is a safe pick. Honestly, I probably should have gone with Allen, but I think Mahomes is just going to just keep lighting it up the way he is. And it's going to be close, and I think it's going to be Mahomes. I think he's going to win his number 2. So second one we're going to talk about is comeback player of the year, just so we can get an easy one that we all agree on. Out of the
Saquon.
way, it's
Saquon, yeah.
Barkley. Yeah, he's just been.
It's gotta
That's consensus. He's looked amazing. I think he might be the single-handed reason why they've won 6 games.
He's so good. No, like he really I've never seen a running back be like just such a the key point of offense, like the heart of it. Like he really would running backs are a replaceable position, but the Giants would really be a below 500 team if they didn't have him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's been
Or I mean, it might be a really, really hot take, but DeAndre Hopkins?
No, not with the suspension.
Yeah, no, I know. He looked amazing.
He did look good, but I mean Saquon just has 6 games on him now.
Yeah, no, 100%. I just want to throw that out there.
Coach of the year for me is actually another Giant.
It's Brian Dable.
I got.
Oh,
Brian Dable.
it's already over. This team should not be
He's
6-1.
so
It's
good. I love that man so much.
You could throw Nick Sirianni in contention if they go undefeated, but I think it's Brian Dable.
It's Brian Dable.
I mean, what are the odds Giants go 16-1?
I mean, they have to play the Eagles twice, so
Let's see what
December 11th.
Oh, yep, be there.
You wanna go
Brian
to,
Dable, I mean,
Offensive Player of the Year.
are we ready for this, or do you guys want to go to the rookie?
Let's go to the rookie comp. Let's go to the rookies first.
Okay. Let's start with offensive rookie of the year, and for me, I think it's going to be. It would have been Brees Hall for me.
Yeah, me too.
But he got hurt,
Yeah, me too.
and I don't think there's only one quarterback right now besides Bailey Zappi. That is, I guess Bailey Zappi is in contention, but I don't have him. That's playing. It's Pickett, and I think it could very well end up being Pickett. But as of right now, I think it's Dameon Pierce. I think it's Dameon Pierce to the Texans. I think he's playing really good. He's putting up big weeks, and he's been besides Breece Hall, who's now out. I think he should have the most production out of any offensive rookie.
Jacob, I'll let you take this next one.
Yeah, I'm not going to say Kenny Pickett because he hasn't been playing well. I mean, there's a QB bias like in everything, like with the MVP. So it's going to be him probably. But I like Kenneth Walker. I mean, if he keeps it up, he is just so good.
That's a sneaky one. Wasn't even thinking about Kenneth Walker. Yeah.
And we're going 3 different people here.
Okay, is it Bailey Zappi?
It is not Bailey Zappi. Personally, I have Chris Olave.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean he's looked great.
Oh, he's really good.
I mean he played pretty good against the Cardinals. I mean they did lose that game, but he's looked. I mean like he's the best rookie wide receiver in my opinion. And I mean Drake London has improved himself. Garrett Wilson's had a decent season, but I think it's Chris Olave.
Yeah, Drake London's slowly regressing since the beginning of the year. And, I mean, there's always quarterback bias. And even if Pickett just plays average, he'll probably end up winning it. But, I mean, there's not any rookie quarterbacks. And I don't know if anyone will see the field. Maybe the Panthers rookie will see the field towards the end of the year.
Well, Matt Ryan got benched the other day for a
rookie. I mean, yeah, guys will see the field. But, I mean, we're already pushing week 8. And I think those picks are good. I like all of our picks. And we knew that with the draft being so defensive heavy at the top and just in the first top 10, we knew that this was going to be an interesting race, and it could be anyone. So, yeah, I really like those picks. Those are interesting. We'll see. We'll come back to those. Olave's been good. That's another one, the sleeper I wasn't really thinking about. But we'll go to Defensive Rookie of the Year, and I'm really interested to see what you guys think on this one, because in the beginning of the year, this one looked like it was going to be a clear winner, but now I think that pick that everyone thought was going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year is kind of falling off a bit. So, I actually don't have Aiden Hutchinson.
Me either. I don't think he's.
Me either.
And as much as I want to say Kayvon Thibodeau of the Giants, because he's been playing great, and I think he's only going to get better, and the Giants are going to be good, and he's going to be a huge piece for them, I really want to pick him, and obviously it goes back and forth. But I'm going to go with Sauce Gardner.
Same.
Sauce has just been so good all year. He's already like a top 10 corner, and it's just hard to argue against him.
Yeah, I mean, I have Sauce Gardner too. He's looked great. And, you know, I'll save this for the Defensive Player of the Year, but it's not Sauce Gardner. I just want to add something in there, but continue.
I don't think any of the topics really missed, though. Aiden Hutchinson, yeah, he started off hot. He had that one game with 3 sacks, and ever since then he's been kind of falling off. But
Devin Lloyd's looked good too.
So all the defensive guys look good. Stingley hasn't looked bad. Stingley's looked good. So has the Trayvon Walker's looked good. He's been like not bad. There hasn't been any like busts. Like Kayvon Thibodeau's looked good. No one has been like a bust. Everyone's looked good. I mean, the top 5 picks were all defensive players, and they've all been some better than others, but they've all been very solid. But we're gonna go to now. We're done with the rookies. Do you guys want to do defensive player of the year or offensive player of the year?
Let's start with offensive player of the year.
Offensive player of the year. So now, honestly, I don't even know who I'm gonna pick. Do any of you guys have their pick?
I have my pick.
I don't. I mean, I gotta think about it.
Okay, I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna go my offensive player of the year. If he continues to play football this way, I'm gonna go Nick Chubb. He has the most touchdowns any running back in the league. He has 740 yards, and he's just looked amazing. I mean, if they trade Kareem Hunt, he could run away with it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, Jacob. Do you have yours? I'm down to between 2, and I'm really still unsure.
I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to go with Cooper Kupp again. Yeah, he won it last year, but he's
so good. That's why I tried to change it up. I was between, but you know who I also looked at? I looked at Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
it's never going to go to a tight end. It's a shame because these awards are all biased towards certain positions. It's just
exactly that's why tight ends aren't going to really win it. If I'm being honest.
So for me, I really want to go Jefferson. I think Jefferson's gonna have an even stronger end of the year, and he's gonna be right there. Obviously, I think Chubb is a good one. I think Saquon is a good one. And honestly, I might go with Jefferson, but hear me out. This may be a bit of a hot take, but to end the year, I think the person that's going to run away with the award towards the end of the year is Justin Jefferson. I'm going with Justin Jefferson. I think it's going to be Justin Jefferson.
That's a great take. I like that. I like that a lot.
I actually really like Tyreek Hill, too. I think Tyreek Hill is another guy leading the league in receiving yards, but I think Justin Jefferson is going to be that guy. I was going to drop a hot take.
Who was that hot take?
I'm just gonna roll with Jefferson. 'Cause I think Justin Jefferson is gonna be that guy. I was gonna drop a hot take. Who was that hot take?
Who was that hot take?
I'm just gonna roll with Jefferson.
Who was that hot take, Riley?
I was gonna say Saquon, but
That's not that. That's not a hot
Yeah,
take.
I
I'm
would take.
gonna roll with Justin Jefferson. I'm gonna roll with Justin Jefferson.
Jacob.
I already said Cooper Cup. Yeah.
Keep Cooper. Okay, defensive player of the year. I mean, I don't want to be biased
Ziggy?
here.
Wait. Can I throw something in real quick?
Yeah.
No, guy that Loki crossed my mind. Josh Jacobs.
No. Get out of here.
He's had a couple good weeks, but he hasn't played anybody. No.
Don't sleep on Josh Jacobs.
Okay, Jacob. I'll let you start with defensive player of the year.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Steeler, and it's not T.J. Watt, and it's not Minka Fitzpatrick. This might be a hot take, but it is. But he leads the NFL in sacks right now. That's Alex Highsmith.
I knew
He's
he was
done.
gonna say that.
Me too. Me too. I did know that.
So well without T.J. Watt, and he leads the league in sacks right now. He's not gonna stop, and then when T.J. Watt comes back, he's just gonna get even better.
I feel like
I
John
got
might
him
have a
as
biased
defensive
pick
player of the
too.
year.
I do have a bias pick
I know
between
who you're
two.
gonna go with, and it's my. I think it's good, the guy I was gonna go with. But let's hear you go with.
Darius Slay. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. He's made Justin Jefferson look like a baby. He's made CD and Lamb look like a baby. He has been locking up every single receiver he's gone against. But if I'm not being biased, I think Micah Parsons was defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
And I honestly think Micah Parsons might be one of the most not the most valuable, like not the MVP, but one of the most team. So I'm gonna toss and turn here. I'm gonna go between Micah and Darius Slay.
Those were the two guys I was gonna say. I was actually gonna go with Micah, and then honorable mention to Slay. I think Slay is playing the best corner in the NFL. And I actually think this might be a hot take. I think Micah Parsons is the second best defensive player in the league after Aaron Donald. Micah Parsons is that good
Because T.J. Watt's not healthy, right?
I mean, T.J. Watt's better than him right now, but if we're talking just overall ability and impact, I think T.J. Watt's a bigger impact for that Steelers defense, but Micah Parsons is right there. I'm gonna go with Micah Parsons at number one. I don't think it's Aaron Donald. I really like Darius Slay though. Big play Slay. He's been great all year, but I'm gonna go with Micah Parsons. I think he's.
I think T.J. Watt could have a big.
All right, stop
season coming back from injury.
Stop.
Potentially.
Bro's missing 6 weeks.
I have a take
He's coming back either next week or the week after.
Man, he got hurt in like what?
Jalen
week
Hurts
2?
better be scared. I'm telling you.
That's funny. Is he back for the game this week?
He could
That's
be.
gonna be fun. I honestly,
They're gonna see if he can practice this week.
That'd be amazing.
Dude, if the Steelers beat the Eagles,
I would
shave his
never listen to
mustache.
the end of it. Oh God, that needs to happen.
But what I was gonna say is it crazy to say that Eagles have 2 top 5 cornerbacks this year?
No, it's not ridiculous to say that.
I think
it's amazing.
It's probably definitely true.
I think it might go Darius Slay, Patrick Surtain. I don't know where to put 3 because maybe Trayvon Diggs 3, Bradbury 4. Is Gardner already 5?
Yeah.
I mean, Jair Alexander.
No,
Jair Alexander got babied by
but let's not
Terry
forget.
McLaurin.
you said Jalen Ramsey, right?
I'm saying this year, not skill. How
Yo,
they're like through the first 7 weeks, how they've played, not
if you want to say how they're
skill.
playing, but if we're being real, Trey White, Jair Alexander, and Jalen Ramsey are all in the top 5.
I don't know.
They're in the top 5, like talent wise, but
They are-
playing so
yeah,
far.
yeah. Okay,
but
so
playing
far
so
this
far, like so. I'm saying I'm going with those 5.
Trayvon Diggs has been really good this year too.
Patrick Surtain, no one talks about him. He has not let up a single
He's so
touchdown.
good. No, he's
Because
really
the
good,
Broncos
too.
are awful.
There's a lot of good corners in the league, but I feel like there's a bias. It comes to defensive player of the year. There's a bias for the edge rushers. Like
Yeah.
There's always a bias in every award. I said it before, but
I don't think there's going to be. When's the last time a quarterback didn't win MVP?
Wow,
Adrian Peterson, I think.
Probably him. And that season was like monstrous. Like nothing could top
Yeah, like
that.
that season.
He ran for 2,000 yards.
I really my early going into the year, I thought Nick Bosa was going to be defensive player of the year this year, but doesn't
Yeah,
work.
I mean, he's hurt right now, correct? Or am I?
The 49ers,
I came back
he
the
might
other
be.
day.
He came back the other day. Okay.
He's not playing bad. Like he's obviously really good, but he's not having the year I predicted. But yeah, those are some great takes, and I honestly, we're all kind of on the same page. And what's awesome about football is that any of this can change.
Oh, anything in the
3 weeks from now, someone can emerge as the new front runner for offense player of the year.
And look at no one saw Kenneth Walker being like one of these kind of running backs to change.
Yeah, there's been
He's
so
so
many
good.
surprises.
But the changing everything. I don't know what's going on, but there's like an injury bug in the league.
I know, and it feels like we say that every year, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And it's so unfortunate. Seeing guys like Breece Hall, like a rookie, having a great year for the New York Jets, the most poverty franchise ever, and then he gets his tears ACL. It's really a shame. But one thing I just want to touch on real quick, and I just really have to dedicate our own little segment to it, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ugh.
I remember being on my couch when the game got hit 0, thinking I can't wait to talk about this on the pod. Like it's like I might need to obviously record an episode right now just called Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like
so bad.
Like what is the issue with the Buccaneers? So I'm not going
Tom
to
Brady. Tom Brady should have retired.
We're gonna go to John.
If they've lost to 2 poverty teams 2 weeks, I'm sorry, but the Steelers are poverty, and so are the. But I mean, I was looking at the Panthers, and I mean, they should just sell.
They did.
They sold they sold McCaffrey. They didn't sell Burns yet. They didn't sell Moore yet. They have pieces they could sell, but that's not what we're talking about. But the Buccaneers, I think is the biggest factor Tom Brady here.
I think it is, and I also think it's not. Obviously, Bruce Arians isn't there. The guy I always forget his name.
Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles. He's
not the replacement for Bruce, and
he's so bad.
You could tell that his relationship with Tom isn't the greatest, and that connection just isn't working. I mean, offensively at the beginning of the year, it was just, he has no weapons. His weapons are hurt, but
now they're all
Godwin
back,
played, Mike Evans played, Julio played, Fournette played. Everyone's playing. The line is playing. Like there's no. Like, is it Gronk? Is Gronk leaving? What pushed him over the edge? I don't know what it is, but Tom just looks terrible. He's obviously immobile. I mean, he's throwing the ball a lot. Like, the volume is still there. He's still throwing that ball 50 times a game.
He's still finding a way to get bailed out by the refs. Sorry, I had to add that in there.
I mean, they're bad. You lost to a Pittsburgh Steelers team that can't move the ball, who didn't have TJ Watt, who didn't have their top 3 corners. And you lost, and all right, you lost by 2 points. But then you go and you get blown out by the worst team in the league.
Arguably the worst team in the league.
You're talking about a Panthers team that was ranked 32 on NFL Power Rankings, traded their best offensive weapon in McCaffrey for picks, traded away Robbie Anderson, fired their head coach. They fired their head coach, traded Robbie Anderson and Christian McCaffrey all in 1 week. They're shopping offers for DJ Moore like crazy. They're trying to trade him. They're trying to completely blow up their team. They are on their backup quarterback. Baker Mayfield's hurt, so they got a backup quarterback, no McCaffrey, no Robbie Anderson, fire head coach, and you still put up 3 points against that team. A team who's trying to lose. They are trying to lose.
Yeah.
They're literally trying to get Bryce Young. And you still can't beat them. And PJ Walker's their quarterback. And he's throwing the ball to DJ Moore and a guy I was playing with at Rec the other day.
No, literally, but it's true. I mean, the talent has just gone stale for that team, and they're just trying to rebuild, bring new faces in. I mean, if I'm McCaffrey, I'm so glad to be out of there.
No, yeah, and I'm really happy for him. I think the San Francisco is a great situation, but it's poverty over there, and I feel terrible for whoever top quarterback. I'm not the biggest college football guy, so besides Bryce Young, I couldn't even name you those other quarterbacks that are popping. Maybe you guys can correct
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud, the Ohio State kid, I know is the guy who's also supposed to go top 2, but whichever one of them ends up at the Panthers, I feel terrible for them. So I feel like that they deserve their own private segment of just poverty.
I mean, what are our expectations for the rest of the year for them? Are they a playoff team?
I think
Nope.
They might make the playoffs just solely on how terrible the division is, and that's the reason.
I think the Saints are going to win the division.
I called the Saints. Actually, no, I don't want the Saints to win because obviously the Eagles have their pick. But
it could be the Saints.
Falcons don't.
Saints have the potential, but I mean, Saints are 2-5. They look pretty poverty. I mean, Falcons, for being real, have no business winning the division. But the Falcons, the thing about the Falcons, even when they lose the teams that they should be losing to, they still always are in the game. Like this week, they lost to a good team this week. Who they play? They played who did Atlanta play? They played
the Bengals.
They played the Bengals. right?
And it was close for a little bit, but
Yeah,
then the
and
Bengals.
they still put up 24 points, and they were still
no
in the
17,
game.
17 points, Riley. 17
Oh,
points.
17 points? Okay, regardless. The Falcons are still like competing with teams that they shouldn't be competing with.
They should have beat the Bucs.
They're putting up 3 points on a team that's trying to lose.
Yeah, they should have beat the Bucs, and they beat the 49ers. I mean, we have the 49ers in our top 5. We can't not have the Falcons in our top 15 at that point. They may have a losing record, but still.
They're on a guy. Their quarterback's a guy that's been a second string for the last 3 years. They're a completely young team. Their defense is what AJ Terrell and the AOJ squad. It's just like it's just incredible what's happening with the Buccaneers, and maybe they'll squeak in just because of how terrible they're.
And I'm just gonna go out here and say this week. This is kind of random, but the Titans are 4-2. I honestly think the 2-5 Jaguars are better than them. The 2-5 Browns are better. Some may say the 2-5 Steelers are better than that team. I do not like the Titans at all, and I do not think they're a 4-2 team. And I think if they make the playoffs, they're going to get embarrassed.
Oh yeah, well, I don't think the Steelers are better than them or the Jaguars, but I think the Colts are better. I think the Colts will win that division at some point. I mean, you know what I mean.
I know the Titans own the Colts, dude. They just own them. Like every time they play the Colts, the Titans win. And as much as the Titans are just so mediocre.
That division is so weird.
Squeaking it out.
That division is so weird. It keeps every game in that division has gone. Every game in that division has gone back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I know. I mean, I hate that division, and the Titans always end up winning it. And with Derrick Henry, I feel like they have a good shot. They're just so mediocre. Like
all of them are. They all even the Texans. You can say they're mediocre. I mean, they're pretty bad, but they're still mediocre. No, they're bad. They're just bad. I can't even say that. They're just bad.
It's going to be a wild ride of a playoffs, man. And I'm excited to see. Excited for it. I'm so excited for it.
We're almost halfway through the year. I mean, next week is halfway. No. Week 9 is halfway, technically. Whatever that in between is, because it's 18 now. But, I mean, I think we had some great discussions today.
Yeah, and another thing I want to do with you guys that I have in the works for the next week is I want to do another episode similar to how the fantasy draft did. I want to take a break from talking about, what's going on in the league and, stuff that just happened, and we're going to just do something fun, like maybe another draft. Maybe we'll set more up rules for a draft, do an exciting draft thing, or we'll do like a what if scenario, or regardless of what it is, or whatever it is, we're going to
stay tuned.
Talk about some history. We'll do a draft, whatever we're gonna do. But we're gonna do another episode this week. That's gonna be a lengthy one about something just fun, and that's something I'm excited to do. I don't want every episode to just be about what's going on and the rankings of current and going into the next week. Like, kick it back. Do something fun, and I know you guys love doing that, so I will let you know. Hopefully that comes out, Thursday, Friday. Today's for so over a week, and also, like I said, I got a lot of NBA stuff in the works.
I'll hop on for a couple of NBA episodes too.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a Sixers fan, as I have the hat on.
For sure. I mean,
they look terrible to start the season, just so you know.
They do, but I still have a lot of confidence in the Sixers.
Oh, 100%. It's just a fluke. They beat the Pacers the other night.
I'm really that's obviously probably my more field of expertise. Obviously NFL and NBA, those are my two big ones, but I'm excited for that. I got a lot of it coming out, so we're gonna diversify it. And Jacob, I know you are a big baseball guy. I have a lot of friends, special guests who want to get on talk about baseball. I got a lot of baseball friends at school, so I'm not a baseball guy, but I will get on with you guys. Let you guys talk baseball. I'll just sit back, listen,
moderate it a little bit.
And I know John's.
I need to talk about the Yankees.
I'll just moderate it. I will get on, and I won't speak. I'll just ask questions.
If
and I'll let you guys duke it out with a little baseball.
Don't be surprised if there's a lengthy baseball episode out this week.
Yeah. Honestly, no, there will be. I'm not even going to say don't be surprised. I'm going to guarantee for you guys there's going to be a baseball episode. It's the World Series. We can't not talk about baseball. And I know enough about baseball to talk about the World Series. So we're going to talk about the World Series. We're going to talk about Phillies Astros. I want to get it after Game 3 or right.
Maybe we hockey segment maybe.
It's a sports pod. Might even consider some tennis,
cricket.
Nothing out of the picture. I know John's a lax guy. I'd rather watch grass grow than watch lax.
But we can still talk about it.
But Jacob, I want to get you on for that baseball episode. I know Adam wants to get on. Kelly, they all want to talk baseball. So maybe after Game 3, if it's hopefully it's an exciting series. If it's 2-1 or something, we'll talk about baseball. And we get that out there because I'd feel wrong not talking about baseball while we're in the World Series. So yeah, and basketball's here. No, it's not preseason anymore. It's here. We're 4 games into the season. So I have an entire episode in the works. I ranked every single team in the NBA from 30 all the way to number 1, and I made my early season MVP predictions.
Who do you
excited
have?
to watch that.
Who do you have at 1?
At number 1, the best team in the NBA, I have the Los Angeles Clippers. Spoiler alert.
Oh my god.
I think the Clippers are the best overall team in the NBA.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Lakers.
I think, and but I'm excited to drop that, and I got early MVP predictions. It's like an hour-long episode. That's gonna be. I'm so excited to start the NBA segments with a bang. So stay tuned for that. And if there's anything you guys want to throw in, maybe we didn't mention.
No, I'm great episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay on the watch for the newest baseball and basketball episodes.
Yeah, for sure. And the football's not going anywhere. I said we're gonna do another.
No,
draft.
not at all.
And obviously, Tuesdays or for football, I want to keep every week doing our pick'ems before the games. It's just Sunday mornings are kind of busy, and we have busy Saturdays, so it's kind of hard to get those episodes out. They only take like 15 minutes. So hopefully this week we get our pick'ems in the morning before the game time, and yeah, we're gonna have another NFL episode. We're gonna have a World Series episode. We got that rankings episode for NBA coming out. So much coming out, and follow our TikTok. Follow our Instagram, follow our YouTube. This will be on YouTube right when I upload this on Apple. This is also going to be on YouTube, so check this out if you want to see the video. And yeah, I mean, amazing episode, guys. I'm happy to be back. It feels like it's been a while, but we're back. We're back, and we're tuning off for 45 minutes. Perfect timing. I'd like to thank Jacob for coming on. I'd like to thank John, of course, being on. John's going to be on here every time. So John, we'll be back soon. Jacob, don't be surprised if he's on here again. So thank you guys. Thank you. And tuning off from me and John. We're going back into regulation. We'll see you guys in Double OT in the next episode. Unfortunately, we'll see you on Double OT in the next episode. Have a good one and stay tuned.